It's time now for Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Catch up with everything that's going on at Anderson Speedway with Rick Dawson and Gary Moll.
Good evening. Welcome to Track Talk.
He choked you up, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Rick Dawson, Gary Moll. We're broadcasting from the Mounds Mall Special Events Studio in Anderson, Indiana.
We are.
Hope everybody's having a great day. Are you?
Little gray today, but yeah. I think it was my cue, wasn't that, Wade? It's my cue for you, isn't it?
What? Why are you talking to Wade? Nobody can hear Wade.
I know, but
Wade, our producer, is out in the middle of a cornfield in Daleville. And you're talking to him, and he can't even talk.
Well, you've done that too many times.
Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to talk, maybe get to some racing in this next half hour.
I just want to drop it now so I can get it done and over with.
What, the show?
No. To let the world know what today is.
What?
It is your birthday.
Well, I'll be darned.
Happy
I made it to another.
Birthday. Yeah. You're almost said 60. 50-something.
I'm something.
50-something.
I'm on this side of the sod. That's the good news for another birthday.
Anyway, happy birthday to you.
Thank you. We're in the middle of championship weeks.
We are.
At Anderson Speedway last Saturday night. Our good friends at Intersect and Indy Fuel and the Madison County Stormwater Partnership had our first round of championship races. The Thunder Roasters ran, and Dave Osborne, Oz, was the fast qualifier. John Robbins won the first heat, and Brad Kendall won the second. And Oz, for I think the second or third week in a row in Rodney Oliver's new machine,
yes,
won the feature. But he won the battle, but he didn't win the war.
That's right.
Finishing in fourth place in the feature last week, but on top of the charts when the season points came to an end was repeat winner John Robbins in the 19 machine. We're going to be talking to John here in a few minutes. We had the first, and this wasn't a championship race, but we kind of had a little shakedown for our big 100-lap Thunder Car race coming up next month. Trent Gosser set fast time, and Trent won the feature. Yeah, familiar face in Thunder Car racing. Looking forward to having him.
Car looked good.
And then Bruce McFall finished second in the feature,
too. Good job.
Pretty cool. The Markham Welding Pro Compacts, same name. Trent Gosser and Mike Whitaker's 71 car set fast time. And in the first heat race, Billy Hooton won it. And in the second heat race, it says Leonard Tungate, but it was actually Nick Warner.
Yes.
And Leonard Tungate's from Newcastle.
I believe so, yes.
He's had his car worth the track. And in the feature, first feature win of the year, Matt Tharp, who coincidentally is also the points champion.
Yes.
Driving Mike Whitaker's number 4.
That's amazing. He obviously was up at the top 5 all year long and kept his points up even though he didn't win a feature until the last one.
It was one of those exercises of consistency.
Yes, exactly right.
Good finishes, kept his nose clean, stayed out of trouble on the racetrack, and won the points championship. Trent Gosser was second in the feature. Terry Neal, Brandon Cook, and Jared Keller rounded out the top 5. And in the Hart's Auto Parts figure eights, Jeff Swinford again set fast time. His brother Larry Swinford won the heat race, and Jeff Swinford again won the feature, and by virtue of that also won the points championship for the Hart's Auto figure eights. Had 9 cars show up. We are running those again next year, and I've been told there's several more cars being built.
That's good.
We'll see. We hope so. We'll see. And if you we'll talk for just a second, I'll get the final points for those 3.
All righty. Well, you want me to go ahead and start talking about what's coming up?
No,
not yet.
We're still talking about last week.
We're talking about this week. Actually, we had our bike races for the kids. We had, I believe, I didn't get to see those down during the drivers' meeting this time around, but I think we had 4 different groups that did the bike races.
We did. It was cool. We had Nitro from the Indy Fuel and Emmis the Frog from the Madison County Stormwater Partnership. Actually, Emmis won the challenge race between those two.
They actually rode bikes. I
did.
missed that.
It was pretty cool. but the kids had a blast.
That's great.
4 different divisions. We had a bunch of kids, and they always look forward to that. And that's one of the highlights of the season for them. And thanks to our good friends at Culligan Water and the Madison County Stormwater Partnership for letting us do that.
I like watching all of them, but the one I like the most is the last one where the kids have to take a complete lap around, and by the time they get around, they're wore out.
Also, a big thank you to Myers and Cheryl at Culver's and the Madison County Shrine Club for donating 3 bicycles
That's
to
cool.
give away to
Yes.
the kids with a random draw Saturday night. That was pretty cool also. In the final points in the Hearts Auto Figure Eights, Jeff Swinford beat Nick Warner for second place by, it looks like, 103 points. So that's pretty close. You can go to our website and see the final points standings. And for our competitors, you can also see who is eligible for the postseason awards. You have to have participated according to the rules that were published back in January. You have to participate in at least 75% of your division's races to be eligible for postseason awards. And in the Markham Wellness Pro Compacts, Matt Tharp pretty much dominated Ryan Claiborne, who wasn't there Saturday night. Actually, Brandon Cook drove his car, but he won by, it looks like, 294 points over Ryan Claiborne, so pretty dominating win for Matt Tharp. And in the Thunder Roadsters, John Robbins beat out Doug Duggar by 101 points.
That was a close one, yeah.
So,
it was
double points night Saturday night, and it will be again this week when we have the season championships for the McGonigal Engine late models, the street stocks. Will be their season championships, and then we've got the Vorse Compact Touring Series coming back this week with the Pro Compacts, and their points battles are really close. So looking forward to having
quite a few of those. Yeah.
Bunch of cars there Saturday night. We also have an open practice this Friday night for all divisions at Anderson Speedway. That begins, I believe, at 4 o'clock, and we will practice till 7. And again, I want to remind the fans that this Saturday night we've moved back an hour, so we will open the front gates at 4 and we race at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
This Saturday night. So make sure you
We're on our fall schedule
move
now.
up an hour.
Yes.
We are going to be talking to John Robbins here in just a second. Before we do that, we ventured down to Lucas Oil Raceway on Sunday and watched the fall brawl with all the CRA divisions and also the Vorse Compact Touring Series.
Right.
The Jegs series race was
Very
really good.
Yes.
And you'll have to remind me who won it.
Terry Fisher Jr., I believe.
That's right.
Yes.
In the 81 car.
Yes.
Good race for the lead. He was battling back and forth. And in the I should have had this already pulled up, but
Street Stocks, I believe it was Jason Atkinson in the 73.
that race was. They didn't have very many street stocks, and on that big track, that 40 laps took forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it was green to checker, but it was kind of boring.
Yes, yeah.
Just to be blunt, I guess.
I believe
that happens. I mean, that just means everybody drove a good, clean race.
Yes.
Just happened they all got spread out, and that's the way it finished. The sportsman race was also a good one.
And I'm trying to think I can't remember who won that one.
Really?
Yeah. I know who won the Super Series race.
That would be Brian Campbell.
Yes.
He pretty much dominated
He
that
did.
race. I think that one went green to checker, too, if I'm not mistaken.
No, we had a couple cautions in that one. That was the 100-lapper. We had a couple cautions in that one, nothing major.
Who did win the sportsman race?
I'm blank on that one. I can't remember.
Well, I'll continue to look it up while you
Oh,
continue.
was it Jack Smith?
How about? Yeah, Jack Smith did. That's his second win. That was the Jegs race, wasn't it?
Maybe Terry Fisher won the sportsman and Jack won the Jegs. Maybe that's what it is. I know Terry won something on Sunday. I just don't remember which race it was.
That's why I have you here.
I know, but I was standing down at Pit Road there, but I should know this, but I don't.
Unfortunately, this compact computer that I'm using in here in the Mounds Mall Special Events Studio is really slow. Let's see. I'm looking at the Jegs race. We know Terry Fisher Jr. and Jack Smith won the Jegs
race.
That's what I thought.
So Terry must have won the
in
sportsman.
a crate engine car and had a really good race with the 81 car,
He
if
did.
I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
That was full of excitement and was a great race. And then Terry Fisher beat out some good competition in the sportsman cars. I think they had 24 strong or something like that.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good field.
On the line with us tonight is a repeat champion at Anderson Speedway, and I believe repeat in the same division. No stranger to legends and Thunder Roasters is our good friend John Robbins. John, how you doing this evening, buddy? Wait, I'm having a little audio difficulty here.
Are you there, John?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, there he is.
There we go. John Robbins, champion of the Thunder Roaster division. John, this is 2 years in a row with the Thunder Roasters, right?
Yep.
And how many times in the Legends?
Actually, through Anderson Speedway, I think I've only got 3 or 4 through there, but the traveling series, the traveling series, they normally put on a deal through just for Anderson Speedway, and I've won most of them. Then I've got the National Pro for Indiana through INEX.
Cool. For this year?
No, I got that in, I think, 2012.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Why, this is a terrible question, but why are you so good in those Legends and the Thunder Roasters? They're two different beasts to drive, I know. I mean, you've just got it figured out. Is it the setup, or is it just the way you drive on the track?
I think it's just the way, it's going to be funny sounding, but I think it's just the way that I drive. This year, I finally started putting a GoPro in and actually learned a lot of how I actually drive and how I enter the corners and stuff just off of those cameras, and it's helped me quite a bit. But I drive it in until I hit the rev limiter and don't really use a lot of brakes, and my rev limiter is my brakes.
There you go. Well, I mean, you've earned your wins in the Legend cars this year and in the Thunder Roasters, not by gimmies. I mean, you've had some really stout competition.
Yes.
I mean, I remember the 2 Legend races in August. I know the Fritz race didn't end up very well for you, but you were leading or up close to battling for the lead in that race. You did it with some pretty stout competition.
Yeah, there always seems to be, in the Legends, there always seems to be a couple new ones every year that come in with a boatload of money and a bunch of Charlotte stuff, and makes it a little bit difficult for me, but I'm always up there somewhere, somehow.
Like I say, his advantage because he knows Anderson Speedway so well.
I would say few laps around there.
Yes, you have.
I would say he's a new kid on the block, but he's an old kid, new for the since a couple of years. But Dave Osborne has returned, and he's returned with a vigor. You're going to have to spend the winter figuring out what's going on with him.
Yeah. The funny part with all that is when the Legends started, my grandpa and I, Oz and Rodney Oliver were teammates, and my grandpa and I would go out and enter crew chief for both of those guys. And then once Oz ran out of money or whatever happened, I went ahead and bought that car, and we kind of got a pretty good relationship. I help him, he helps us. I mean, it's just a good deal all the way around. He bought the car that Oz actually has now is the old Green Lantern car, which Chris Weddle drove, has the track record. So it's obviously a good car, and you can't take nothing away from Oz. He can drive anything you stick him in. Yeah,
I know. He's great fun. The neat thing about these Thunder Roasters, and I wish that all my divisions and racing everywhere would learn from it. I just had to be sitting at the gate Saturday night when all you guys had loaded up and were leaving, and every single one of you guys made it a point to stop and have me go to the window and thank me for running the Thunder Roasters. And when something happens to you guys' cars, you guys are all there to help your competitors, and I think that's what racing is.
Yes.
That's really what got me into the Roadsters. I kind of started out as like a field filler trying to build the car count a little bit, and then they roped me into buying one. But the whole deal of getting in, I mean, it's just a group of guys. I mean, we don't all hang out all the time, but I mean, normally after the races, we'll go to B-Dubs or Applebee's or something, and you don't see that with any of the rest of the classes. I mean, everybody jumps in and helps everybody.
There's a camaraderie there that you just don't see in other divisions.
It's neat.
Yeah.
Well, John, I know there's been a lot of folks helping. You want to give them a shout for doing so, and this is your time to do it.
Well, my dad and Mark are basically the two main guys in the shop. Kirk, my brother-in-law, he helps us out quite a bit. Other than that, it's really just us three out here in the shop. And my sponsors, I guess I got to throw a shout-out to them. I got Clean Co. over in Alexandria. I got Always Automotive Service over in Anderson. Golden Threads over in Elwood. They do all of our decals and stuff like that. And then the rest of it's just Robbins, Dietz, and Racing.
Well, John, you're a true champion, and you've proven yourself time and time again, and we're really looking forward to 2016, where we're doing things even bigger and better with the Legends and Thunder Roadsters.
I'm looking forward to it.
We are too.
Great. We're going to miss you guys over the winter, I can tell you that. John, thanks for spending the time with us this season, and we'll be talking to you at the banquet second week in November.
Okay.
Right. Thank you.
John Robbins, repeat champion and a true champion of Anderson Speedway. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to another champion of Anderson Speedway. You can say for the first time, but the family name is synonymous with Anderson Speedway. You're listening to Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. We'll be right back.
Heart attack, stroke, serious injury. A sudden health crisis can happen to anyone at any time. So when bad things happen, choose good people. St. Vincent Anderson Regional Hospital has the area's most advanced emergency care, with a state-designated Level 3 trauma center, an internationally accredited chest pain center for heart attack patients, and advanced certification for primary stroke care. We have all the resources to deliver the care you need for any serious or life-threatening emergency. St. Vincent Anderson Regional is the only emergency department in the area with an on-site helicopter. And our $27 million state-of-the-art surgery pavilion opens later this year. Bad things can happen to anyone. Thankfully, good people are ready to help. Choose emergency care from St. Vincent Anderson Regional, the spirit of caring. Visit stvincent.org/Anderson Regional to learn more.
Honey, stop! Oh my gosh, that's Diggity's back there.
You mean the new Diggity's Frozen Treat Factory?
I heard it's unbelievable. Everybody's talking about it. They have everything yummy.
Yeah, I heard they have ice cream, yogurt, custard, sorbet.
And gelato, plus fruit smoothies, and that's just the beginning.
I heard Diggity's has over 250 toppings, not 30 or 40 like those other places, and you can even get the candy to go separately.
We can eat outside on their huge patio by the fire, too.
Okay, let's see. Frozen yogurt, ice cream, custard, sorbet, and gelato with 250 toppings, or a plain old frozen yogurt shop with limited toppings?
Diggity's it is!
Diggity's wants to cater your event. Diggity's can set up at your event inside or out and provide delicious smoothies, frozen cappuccinos, candies, and frozen treats to your guests. Diggity's is perfect for weddings, company picnics, group outings, sporting events, festivals, you name it, just call Diggity's. 765-393-0033 today for more information.
MoFab Incorporated, where imagination is the only limitation. We serve residential, commercial, industrial, and municipal customers as your metals warehouse and fabrication center. We do all types of fabrication using the latest technology with unmatched speed, accuracy, and durability on any substrate. Our ornamental division handles all types of interior and exterior work, including rails, fences, gates, and more. So contact us at mofabbing.com to fabricate your dreams of tomorrow today.
You won't believe these deals? They're too good to be true. You cannot miss this special. We're going to give you so much off, you won't believe it. Actual mileage may vary. Price does not include tax, title, and license. Some assembly required. Batteries not included. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Keep in a cooler place. It is highly unlikely that any sentiments expressed above in any way coincide with those of you.
Wait, what'd they just say? At Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, we're not here to give you fast-talking deals. We take the time to make sure you understand what you're buying to make sure it meets your budget. If you're at Auto Farm McCrocklin Ford in Middletown, you're at the right place.
This program is a presentation by Anderson Speedway. The content contained in this program is that of the host and guests, and not this station.
Wheel. Well, they did. I've heard first note again. I. Don't you just like the deep lyrics of this song? I.
Ay.
We're back. Anderson Speedway's Track Talk. Sounds like some guy sat on a cactus.
I think I get set up on this. I know.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't know that was Crazy Wheel? Everybody knew.
You said it before he even hit the first.
Oh. I guess it's Crazy Train.
It's just
We're
crazy.
back. We're talking about coming events at Anderson Speedway. The next 2 Friday nights we have open practices, so put that on your schedule, 4 to 7. This Saturday night we have the season championships with the McGonigal Engine late models, street stocks, and then the Boers Compact Touring Series is going to be at the Speedway, so we'll have a lot of cars this weekend.
Yep. Gates at 4, race at 7.
And then on Saturday, October the 10th, it's our big annual Paint the Night Pink, presented by Star 1069 and McGowan Insurance. I wasn't supposed to say that. Forget I said that, but McGowan Insurance. We got the big night, and it's for breast cancer awareness. We've got the WOFS Outlaw Figure 8s, the USSA Sprint cars. These are the same cars that run the little 500. Kenyon Midgets, CRA Mini Cups, and Indy Fast Carts. Then on the 17th, Stoops Freightliner is presenting our Night of Thrills. A little different. We've got the Markham Welding Pro Compacts. We got Thunder Cars running a 100-lap race that night.
Yes.
We'll have a corkscrew race, a rollover contest, and Kenny's been working really diligently, and I think we're going to be impressed with the trailers that are going to be in the trailer race figure 8. That's on October 17th. And then on the 24th, we've got the Twipple. We have the 75s. It's wrong on this printable schedule. That's why I told you I didn't want to bring this up. 75 lap races with the McGonigal Engine late models, street stocks, and pro compacts. That's on the 24th. And then, of course, the Saturday after Thanksgiving's a Turkey Bash.
Yes.
And on the 14th of November is our banquet that'll be at the Madison County Shrine Club. We still have a lot of racing coming up, and October is always good. The weather looks really good.
It does.
Good fall day Saturday.
I think so.
Looks like it's going to be dry, and temperatures approaching 70 degrees. Going to need a jacket maybe.
But that's the time of year. But, yeah, it could be worse.
We're starting earlier, so it won't be brutally cold.
That's right.
When we get done, so that'll be fun. But on the line with us now is another Anderson Speedway track champion from 2015, and if memory serves me right, this is the first championship for this young man, Matt Tharp. Matt, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic. How you guys doing?
Doing great. How does it feel to be a champion at Anderson Speedway, especially with your last name, the Markham Welding Pro Compacts track champion?
It's kind of indescribable, really. I don't think it's set all the way in yet. You know, I'm still full of emotions, and when I watch the videos and pictures, I get kind of teary-eyed. You know.
That's cool.
Well, I know by talking to you at the first of the season, it was your goal to win the championship, and you set your mind to that, but you did it the right way.
You did.
You didn't go out there. You weren't overly aggressive. You dealt with the adversity tremendously, and although you didn't have a whole lot this year as far as mechanical issues or incidents on the racetrack, but that's because that I think you were really focused on what it took to win a championship, and there's a lot to be said about that.
Yeah, I've always heard that races are won on the track, but championships are won in the garage. So no matter how I finish, I'm in the garage 5 nights a week. You know, I got good people behind me that are there to support me. Even when I'm at the garage by myself, I can pick up the phone and call anybody. You know, I couldn't have done it by myself. You know, it took a lot of people to do it.
Well, you have the luxury of having the advantage of some pretty good resources to call, but I think your main resource, at least this year, was a great car owner in Mike Whitaker, who's really dedicated.
I couldn't ask for a better guy and a better car owner. He gives me everything I need, everything I ask for. He wants to go above and beyond, but I try not to let him do that. You know, we took one of the smallest motors and just worked our butts off on the handling and did what we could do, and we were right there every week. We just came up short a number of times, and I was fine with that because I thought big picture, you know, I want to win a championship. I'll take second so I can win the big one, you know. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yep. Some drivers and racers, you know, are there to win the race that night, but if you got the big picture, win the championship, you know you don't quite have the car to win. You're satisfied with a decent finish, and that's what you did. What's your dad and brothers have to say about this?
They are very proud, very, very proud, and that means a lot because it's in our blood. And I even got away from this a couple years ago to coach baseball for my kids, and the more I kept them away from it, the more they wanted to get into it. So that's the biggest reason I got back into it, so they could see me win and have a chance to win, and that made it even more special than being able to see me do what I did this year.
And he makes a good role model for his kids by doing it the way he did it.
Absolutely. I've seen, and your son has been in the pits with you this year, and sometimes you get those young kids in there and they don't necessarily behave the way they should. And I know you're a great father, and it's discipline with love. I mean, you made sure that he knew why he was there, and he was a great help to you.
Yeah, he's not there worrying about autographs and looking pretty. He's there to work on the race car, and he honestly, he's the biggest help I had all winter and all summer is my 11-year-old son. He's my crew chief at the garage, and he knows more about setup now than a lot of people do at 40 years old.
I can
just 'cause
see
he's
in
willing to learn and listen, and he wants to do it.
Another 2 or 3 years, dad and son may be
racing against each other,
competing for the seat.
Well, when I told them that when they get old enough to start racing, I'll race a couple times with them. But when they get into it, I'm done, and I'll get behind them so they can have the best opportunities like I had this year.
Well, I think that's fantastic,
Matt.
Matt.
Third generation.
I know you got some folks you'd like to thank, including your sponsors. This is your time to do it.
I got to thank most of the people Saturday, but I got cut kind of short. So I'm going to thank everybody that I didn't get to thank.
Okay.
I have to thank Mike and Betty Whitaker for giving me everything that they gave me. Day transportation, Pit Stop Auto Shop, JR South Park Bar, Martin Property Maintenance, Tharp Racing, AJ's High Speed Graphics, my mom, my dad, my wife, my kids. I could go on and on for hours. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I owe a thank you to a lot of people, and if I didn't say your name, I'm sorry, but no, I thought about you.
There you go. Well, Matt, it's we're very proud of you at Anderson Speedway. I know our staff and the fans are, and you're going to represent us well. Look forward to giving you the big trophy on November the 14th.
Thank you.
Matt Tharp, champion Anderson Speedway.
Yes.
That's a pretty cool title.
Yeah, it is.
That kind of gives me goosebumps.
Yes. It's in the blood, like he said.
Real quick, this Friday night, open practice for all divisions. Pit gates open at 3. We'll practice from 4 to 7. Saturday night, season championships for the McGonigal Performance late models and street stocks. And then the Vors Compact Touring Series will be there, bringing all their cars. They had a great race Sunday down at Raceway Park with a lot of cars. Gates open at 4 on Saturday, and we race at 7.
Yes.
So
we're ready.
We look forward to seeing everybody.
Hello, Aunt Jenny.
Aunt Jenny. And just a quick update, Mike Orbick, we'd mentioned he'd had some heart issues the week before, was at the track Saturday. We'll be on the track this Saturday night.
Uh-oh,
so,
okay.
Mike's doing great.
Good.
Thanks
That's good
for your
to hear.
prayers. Well, we appreciate you spending the time with us. We look forward to next week, same time, same station. Until then, for Gary Mong, I'm Rick Dawson, and we will see you at the racetrack.